Warriors, welcome to another week with me, Susie Barolo, your life coach, and I am here to help you on this path of life to become the better version of yourself. This whole month we've been talking about habit change and different ways to recognize the habits that you have that you might want to change, and then the last week was especially popular post for ingredients for a new habit. And this week we're looking at 3 actual tools that everybody should be using. I use them I use different pieces of these tools with different habits in my life, and they work really well. So let's dive right in. The first one is what I call start, stop, shift. Choose a habit or behavior that you want to start, choose a habit or behavior that you'd like to stop, and choose a habit or behavior that you'd like to shift. And I usually encourage clients to do this for 1 week. So look at your week and think of something you'd like to start, stop, and shift. What can you do more of? What can you do less of? And what can you stop entirely? Think of one thing that you'd like to be different and then work on that this week. For example, I have lots of examples with this one that work really well. If you're interested in getting healthier for the summer, start exercising daily, stop drinking on weeknights, and shift your sleeping habits. So get to bed a little earlier, or get to bed without your phone, or whatever. Or if you're trying to get rid of some clutter around the house, start scheduling 10-minute decluttering breaks, sessions in your house. Stop buying new things, and shift how you manage new things when they come into the house, like where you put your kids' shoes, where you put the mail, touch it once, etc. Or if you're interested in feeling less overwhelmed in your daily life, start meditating for 3 minutes a day. Stop filling your schedule so full with shit you don't want to do. And shift how you think about overwhelm. The thoughts you're telling yourself about overwhelm, expect it, don't resist it. Instead, get curious. Be that observer of your mind. Why am I feeling overwhelmed right now? Question it. Okay, if you're interested in parenting differently, specifically maybe yelling less, that's what I hear from a lot of parents, they'd like to yell less, start writing down when you yell. Keep a little yelling log, like write down what happened right before you yelled, when you yelled, what were you yelling about, how did you feel right after you were yelling, how was maybe your kids changed, okay? Stop blaming your kids for your behavior. Seriously, for this week, you could stop blaming other people for how you're acting. You're always in charge of how you're acting. Look at some of my former blogs on emotional intelligence if you'd like help with that. And so start keeping yelling log, stop blaming other people, and shift your mindset by reading a parenting book. In my blog, I've linked to my Amazon book list of all my recommended books, but one of my all-time favorite parenting books is The Conscious Parent by Dr. Shefali Tsvari. Go for it. You cannot stop your behavior until you know differently, and I could go on and on and on with examples, but this start, stop, shift tool really helps with clients because it allows us some wiggle room. We don't have to stop everything immediately. Maybe we can just shift it. It allows us to sort of acknowledge what we're doing well, like let's keep doing this, and while giving us the encouragement to make a shift with things that aren't working. So, warriors, can you choose one area of your life this week and look at what you're going to start, stop, and shift, and then put it in the comments or email me. I'm here for you. Let me know. Okay. The other tool is something I call calm, honest action. One of my favorite life coaches uses this mindfulness-based cognitive technique, and I love it because it attacks habits from 2 areas. Not only does it address our behavior on a rational level, like our brain level, it also goes behind the scenes to address the parasympathetic nervous system, and which in going behind the scenes, it makes behavior change easier. Win-win. Who knew? All right, here's how this 3-step process works. Set your alarm for 2 arbitrary times during the day. And in the alarm title, do you know you can change it so it doesn't just say alarm, and you can say calm, honest action in there. That'll remind you, like, what the heck is this alarm going off for? You'll know. And when it goes off, you, 1, stop and ask yourself, am I calm? Am I calm? Check in with your body. Is my chest tight? Is my brow furrowed? Or am I clenching my teeth? What are your signs of not being calm? And when that alarm goes off, just sort of, am I calm? Am I calm? Okay. Step 2, ask yourself if you're being honest. That's the key. This is an important step, as I frequently, my go-to to my answer, like, am I calm? The alarm goes off. I'm like, oh, yes, I am. But no, I'm really not. So let's check in with yourself and be honest. You're trying to be your friend in this situation. And like, are you really calm? Come on. Are you calm? Are you being honest? And I often find that, no, you know what? I'm not as calm as I'd like to be. Which leads to number 3, the action. So do something in that moment to bring yourself a step closer to calm, depending on your time. It could be anything. It could be like journaling, meditating, coloring, going for a walk outside. It could also be just if you're in the middle of a meeting and that thing goes off and you're like, am I calm? And you're like, no. It could just be relaxing your shoulders, taking a deep breath in through your nose and out of your mouth. People can't even tell that you're doing that usually, but it slows down your whole system. The beauty of this technique is twofold. One, by pausing in our day to check in with our emotional self, we are aware of our experiences and we just sort of slow everything down, and it can help us in that moment just get to a calmer place and enjoy our day better. 2, by pausing and managing ourselves during the day and sort of taking those little chunks instead of letting them build up until the end of the day, we don't engage in as many of the behaviors in the evening that we do as sort of a buffer because of how our day went. Like I hear from a lot of people who say, well, I had to have a glass of wine because my day was so hard. Well, first of all, I don't know what the wine has to do with your day, but in choosing 2 times during the day to calm down, to chill, cool the farm, you then make it so you get to the end of your day and you aren't as riled up. It's a wonderful habit. So let me know how this goes for you and what times you're setting your alarm for. You can do that for me. Okay. Number 3, I call pairing, the number 3rd tool of habit change, which I use a lot. And this is all about sort of tricking your brain in a nice way. We know our brain is wired for survival. That is its one goal. Its only goal in our brain, this incredible, powerful tool in our head, is for us to survive. We, because of its urge to survive, it looks at our past and it just repeats and repeats and repeats what it's done because, hey, we're alive today, and so whatever it did yesterday is helpful. So if we've always had a glass of wine when we get home from work, well, when we get home from work, our brain is going to be like, yeah, do that again, Susie. Or, and it's just that's the brain's power. It literally sets grooves into our brain with our behavior. So when you think you're in a rut, you actually are. You have a rut in your brain, and we need to get out of that. Our brain asks us the question, are you still alive? And it's like, yeah, job done. Okay, good. But as we know and we understand our brain that it will come up with excuses why we shouldn't change our behavior, we can overrule it. And one way of doing this is by pairing something that maybe a new habit we're trying to start with something we really like. So an example of this is I do not really like exercising on my elliptical. However, I do love reading nonfiction books. Love it. So I pair reading with ellipticaling, if that's a word. I have a reading rack on my elliptical so that when I'm on the elliptical and I can work and work and work, I get to read my nonfiction books. Now, I have certain books that I keep out by the elliptical. I don't allow myself to have any other time. So usually about every other day, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go elliptical. And I found myself looking forward to elliptical time not because it's a joy to be in my unair conditioned or unheated garage with all the bikes and everything that are in there, but because, I get to read my books. It's awesome. So look there to see what you compare. I have a client that's working for her right now when she pairs her fresh brewed cup of coffee with her exercise. And she just has said, when I'm done exercising, then I get my fresh coffee. I have other people that know they save their favorite podcast to listen to for when they're folding laundry. And they get all excited and they're like, oh yeah, I get to listen to that Lewis Howes podcast when I'm folding laundry, but I don't get to listen to it other times. But I pair Lewis Howes with the laundry. Another thing you can do is you can make deals with yourself. Like, okay, so when I don't push snooze this morning, then I can stop at Starbucks on my way into work. Woo, fun. However you want to do it, trick that brain. It's fine. It's been rewired. It's wired the way it is since we were cave women, and we don't need to keep it that same way. We can bring in some of our own personal charm to help our brain work for us in a different way. I'm trying to think of another thing that's right now. I have a client that's working for her to keep her crossword puzzle book. She loves doing crossword puzzles, and she keeps her crossword puzzle book by her bed. And if she gets in bed, if her body is in bed, teeth brushed and all that, by 9:50, because she's trying to get to bed by 10, she allows herself until 10 to do a crossword. And she's all excited. And she's like, yay, okay, I gotta get to bed because I want to do this. And it's just a fun. So do it. Bring some joy into your life. How can you pair a new behavior with something that you already love? Again, in the comments or email me. I am here for you and I'd love to hear. All right, so now it's up to you. You are armed with all the equipment you need over this past month, all the knowledge, all the information. Now you just need to get started. I am a firm believer that life can and should be grand. We are here on earth to live an amazing life. You are not here to suffer. Where in your life, so since we're not here to suffer, cue in, where in your life is your life feeling a little flat? Choose an area of your life where you're not feeling absolutely great or top of your game, and choose one of these 3 tools above and get started shifting something around. So you get to start, stop, shift is the first one, or calm, honest action is the second, or pairing. Choose one of those and just see where you can go. Reminder, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. I've dedicated my life to helping as many women as possible live the life they love, that we're meant to live. I specify women because I'm a woman and I lived for many years in a life that I thought I should live that did not feel great. And now that I know the other side in managing my mind, the power that I can have to just absolutely love my days is wonderful, and I want that for all of you. So let's look at your habits. Where are you not just thriving? And let's shift something up, warriors. Let's go. You got this one life, and I'm here for you. Alrighty. Hey, if you're listening to this in the month of June 2018, check out my 10-day consciousness cleanse because it's on sale for more than 80% off. Won't be for long. Get it. It's good. It's a really good one. Bye.